Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in KITZUR HILCHOS, the laws of Boyer, and he says, Kois mashkim sheyesh b'hem psolis. If you have a glass of liquid drink over here that has some kind of psolis stuff that you don't want, ukagoin kois kafe, like a cup of coffee, sheyesh b'tachtav shmarim, there is coffee grounds, sediment on the bottom of the glass. La'arois mimenu amashke atzaf lamala ba'ifan sheisha psolis b'kois. If a person wants to la'aros, they want to pour out from the drink that which has kind of tzaf lamala, that which has floated to the top, in a way that the psolis will remain inside the cup. Meaning he wants the good stuff, and he wants to leave the psolis, he wants to leave the grounds inside the cup. Nechshav kebeira oicham psolis. That's like removing the food from the what you don't want biyad with your hand, and you're allowed to do that. Even though that the cup itself is helping you make the separation, since that the ultimate separation is not being done with the cup itself, it's still considered to be that you're separating with your hand. You're allowed to do that before you're going to drink this cup of coffee. It could be kaidam achila, samichla, before you're going to eat, but close to the time that you're going to do it. The koze ma'arim kol tatzlul, that's all if you pour out the clear liquid. Avalim nisha ma'at me'atzlul, but if some of the clear coffee stays there, yachad im ashmar, with the grounds, az gam bayir lanika, that's not even called bayir. You could do that even if it's not close to the time that you're going to drink from it, like we said before. And here comes a very important halacha, likleif peros, to peel fruits and the like. Because really what do you have? The peel is something that you don't want. The fruit is what you do want. So I'm removing the psailis, I'm removing the unwanted to be able to reveal the wanted. So how could you ever do that on Shabbos? Mutter likleif peros b'Shabbos, you're allowed to peel fruits on Shabbos. Afili maklipais einon royis la'achila. Even if the peels are not fit for consumption. For example, your orange. You want to remove the orange peel on Shabbos. How are you going to do that? Even though when you remove the klipa, the peel, you're taking off the bad and leaving the good. That's like removing, that's separating the bad from the good. There is no heter. You're never allowed to do that. Even at the time of eating, you can't do that. Nevertheless, there's no other way that you could get to the fruit that's under the peel. That's called derech ha'chila. That's called the way that you eat. That's the way you do it. You peel off the orange peel first, and then you eat the orange. And therefore it's not even considered to be boirer, and that's why it's mutter, that's why it's permissible. Upashin, and it's simple to understand. Shigam mutter likleif b'sakin, you can even use a knife, which is a clear vessel, to remove the peel, because again, this is not called boirer. Avaloi b'maklif, however, a person is not allowed to use a maklif, which is a peeler. That's a specialized utensil over here that a person would not be allowed to use. Av sheboirer b'kli, even when you're separating with the kli, meaning you're allowed to use the knife, even though that it's utensil, because this is the way that you eat the fruit. The whole thing is called eating. It's not called separating. Once that we come to this idea, there's something called derech achila, the way of eating, and therefore there's no boirer. So you're only going to be allowed to remove the peels close to the time that you're going to eat them. It's just like any case that we had, when you're going to remove the food from the bad, you only can do that before you're going to eat. Therefore, b'Shabbos b'boiker, in the morning on Shabbos, let's say you want to make, you want to have hard-boiled eggs, and they're in the shells. So you need to remove the shell to be able to get to the egg. Says the KITZUR over here, you cannot do that until the time that the people leave shul, which means if you're the mommy and you're at home and you're preparing the lunch meal and you need to get the eggs out of their shells, you have to wait till you know the basic time when they leave shul, so it's samach chasud, it's preparing for the meal already. Shemikoidim zeh, because if you do it before that, zelo nikus samach le'achila, is not called close to the meal, and therefore you would not be allowed to do it that early in the morning. Have a wonderful day.